bring in Laurie Turnbull, who's a political analyst, with more on this. Laurie, we are starting to see, and you see it more and more in highways and towns across Canada, this anger over Justin Trudeau. And this protest, just one example. There have been many others. It's normal for some politicians, of course, to face protesters. But what do you think this shows?
Sure. I mean, we saw this happen in the last election campaign where the Prime Minister had to cancel stops altogether or leave a stop early because things had escalated to the point that it wasn't just protesting. It is absolutely fine and better than fine. It's engagement. If people who have issues with how the Prime Minister is running the country, if they show up and communicate that, these sorts of stops are not just for supporters. They're for anyone who wants to talk to the Prime Minister and get their word across. But when you get to the point that there is a security threat and the Prime Minister actually can't complete the stop and can't meet with the vendors and can't do what he's there to do because it's too dangerous, then that is the opposite of what we're trying to achieve as a democracy, and it's a whole different thing. There's an anger with the Prime Minister. There's also, I mean, we see there in the video the Trump signs. Like, there's something going on that's not just about the typical back and forth between parties in Canadian politics. This is not just about a sense of voter fatigue with the government. This is a change in how people feel that they can communicate politically. There is not an assumption that political back and forth discussion debate is going to be civil. A politician is taking a security risk when he goes out to meet people.
Yeah, and I know that the criticism against Justin Trudeau has long been that he's an elitist, that he's out of touch with, the average Canadian. But some of those signs and flags were basically calling him treasonous. And I know just anecdotally, in Toronto, I'm seeing more and more anti-Trudeau bumper stickers on cars as well. What do you think that means for, let's say, the Prime Minister's political future, Laurie?
So, I mean, in some ways, it doesn't necessarily mean that he needs to worry about this from an electoral perspective, right? Like, when you see this, when you see an example of people who are very angry take to an event like this, take to the streets, they've got obscenities on signs, these are very targeted at the Prime Minister personally, it might give the sense of an overwhelming, across-the-board distaste with how the Prime Minister is running the country. It could give a sense that the tide is really turning against him. And of course, I mean, the polls would say something different, right? Like, as much as this looks like a very, lots of people are involved, it's actually a very small number of people who engage in this kind of protest activity of this particular kind of really angry, violent kind. And so it doesn't necessarily mean that he needs to worry about it from a political standpoint. However, it's how the rhetoric carries across. It's even with the example you gave, Todd, with respect to people calling the Prime Minister treasonous. Where does that rhetoric come from? Why do they think that? Is it possible, for example, that there's some overlay with, and there's some overlap with what we hear sometimes from opposition politicians, particularly around the foreign interference issue? Was that something that some opposition parties, opposition politicians, that was a criticism that was lobbed at the Prime Minister? You're in the pocket of the Chinese government. There's reason to be questioning the Prime Minister's loyalty to the country. I mean, is there reason to think that the kinds of rhetoric that we hear sometimes among politicians is carrying over into some people's way of thinking, and that's having some, and that's not a cause and effect. It's a relationship. It's a possibility that people are listening to the rhetoric sometimes that politicians use, and it affects them.
Yeah, well said. Laurie Turnbull joining us from our studios in Ottawa with her take on this Trudeau event cut short by angry protesters in Belleville, Ontario. Thanks for this, Laurie. Much appreciated.